What is going on, everybody? Nasdorachi coming back at you again today with another video for Dragon Ball Legends, and we will be covering the ins and outs, everything that you need to know to speed farm this brand new Kakarot Goku event. Now, it is pretty straightforward. If you do read the in-game news and just check out the event on your own, you'll get a good grasp of everything that there is to know for the most part. However, I will have a couple of tips, tricks, some strategies, some mathing out of the total investments required, so hopefully this video will have some value to you, even if you are well aware of what's going on. So, overnight last night, of course, we knew that the second collaboration in Dragon Ball Legends was coming between Legends and, of course, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This did coincide with the DLC release for Kakarot yesterday. All well and good. They did give us a brand new Goku, as you can see in the wallpaper, and I'm sure plenty of you all already have him and making use of him, or at least starting to check out the event already. But that is what we have going on, of course, and we're going to bring up some gameplay here just to break down everything important about the event, and we'll jump on Twitter after that for 1 second just to finish everything up. So popping into the game here, let's go ahead and check out the event itself. So first and foremost, let's hop into the in-game news, because I'm sure not everyone checked this out, but it will be pretty important to look at to get a grasp of what the proper team to use will be. Now, this event itself is extremely similar to the Majin 21, or should I say the free-to-play 21 event. Specifically, the layout of this is very, very similar to that, as well as the redesigned Legends Road Kid Goku event. Now again, jumping down here, this is the chart we need to look at. You're going to want to build a very specific team consisting of these 6 units. Of course, number 1, the brand new Goku from the event himself, then the Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku. Both those units will boost the amount of Z power you get. Now this event does drop less Z power than the free-to-play 21 event. It's actually pretty significantly less. I've never seen stack sizes come in sizes of like 50, 60 in this event like I did for that one. I think the biggest stack size I've seen drop from this event is like 35 to 40. So bringing both these boost units will be incredibly valuable to help speed this long and arduous process up. Of course, you'll also want to bring the green IT Goku to help boost Super Souls. And on the bottom row, you have Super Saiyan 3 Angel Purple Goku, the Spirit Bomb from the shop, completely free-to-play Goku, and of course the free-to-play Zenkai Kid Goku we just dealt with as bench members or participating members for Rising Soul drop rate increases. All well and good. So we have the team assembled. We can check out pretty much everything else from the event and the exchange shop itself. Let's go ahead and hop on in here. Now the event itself, again, very, very straightforward. Looks pretty much like a pitchfork. And I like the fact that as you click on the different bosses, towards the top, I'm sure Majin Buu will have one too. Can't click on him yet. But as you click on the different bosses, it changes the background to reflect that part of the saga. Very nice, subtle touch they did to make things look a little bit nicer. Now, in terms of the layout of the event, of course, you'll just want to get the very first 2 stages done as quickly as you can, get them out of the way. And looking at those as well as some of these other stages, you'll see the color difference of blue, purple, and then red. Now, the stages that you're going to want to focus on for this event are all going on in the middle row here. This is the bread and butter of the event. This is where 99% of your efforts and attention will be focused, mainly on the stage in the middle here. It's very simple, right smack dab in the middle. That's the stage that drops the Z power. Over here to the left, you'll be farming your Rising Souls, and over to the right, your Super Souls. Now, as you proceed up, you'll just get 100 Z power for clearing that, 100 Z power for clearing that, and that's the main attraction of those 2 stages. Do some Chrono Crystals, a couple other little rewards here and there, but you're really only clearing those boss stages for the free 100 Z power. These 2 stages right here, not worth revisiting or farming at all once you have them completed. Again, everything is going on here in the middle. Now, checking these out more specifically, this one's the most important one we can have to look at. You will notice that you will get the Z power, of course, and you'll get apples as well as the stakes. Now, these stakes are equivalent to the super premium macaroons that would drop in the 21 event. Those were very rare, And in the exchange shop, they'll have some special rewards that you can then exchange the stakes out for. But in this event, they have significantly increased the drop rate of these dang things, making them relatively easy to get your hands on. As you can see, I've already purchased everything in the shop that was required of for the stakes, and now remaining, all you have left to do with them is honestly trade them for fish and apples, which you will then use to buy the extremely large amount of skip tickets that they have added to the shop, as well as any other useful resources you may need. As you can see, I've got him all the way up to Red 2 already, my Goku. Actually, I haven't shown him off yet, but I do have him at Red 2, and I'm able to get, pretty much all the way back up to, actually, I am able to get all the way back up to 2,000 skip tickets here. So it's almost like nothing has really happened that I've, had to worry about in terms of those supplies. Now, energy tickets, a little bit different story. There are plenty of them in here, but not enough to get you to a full 14 stars. So you will run out of energy tickets before anything else, and skip tickets may become a problem if you were severely depleted before you started this event. But that's what I recommend you do. Come in here once you bought everything and start trading your stakes for more apples and fish to then get more skip tickets. We can just trade off a couple right here just to get our apple supply back up a little bit. We don't really need too many more skip tickets at the moment, but this event is going to be a long grind. Now, how I had mentioned just now that they increased the drop rate for the stakes on all three of these levels, they did lower the drop rate of the Z power you get. I do believe I mentioned that earlier, but we can go do a trial run right here. Let's use some of these 3 energy tickets. They'll math out properly. All right, complete this. We have our proper team, all the boost units, even though there's only 2 of them for this particular stage. And we got a whopping 22. So imagine doing that all the way up to 9,999. You could imagine it's a very long road. Now, there's a couple of things that will help alleviate some of the stress. I did not mention earlier as we were proceeding up the tree, but the daily mission drops a considerable amount of supplies, like pretty much 100 Z power per day, along with apples, fish, whatever else. So definitely be doing this stage every single day. And the daily logins also providing a good portion of Z power. And they also have a reasonable amount of missions in here that you can complete, at least up until you get to the 2,000 energy spent mark. Now again, you just saw me accept the 1,770 energy, so I am almost done with all of the missions, and my character is at Red 2. So finishing out these missions might get me to Red 3, probably not, but after that, you're pretty much winging it on your own. There's not any missions that are going to assist you. It's only going to be logins and that daily stage. There's also no Z power you can readily buy in the exchange shop, so it's going to be a long grind from that point out. That's pretty much all there is to the actual event itself. Again, not too complicated. We don't have to worry about this stage yet, but likely it's just going to drop like 100 chrono crystals in a title. The boss stages are not historically, or even in this event, farmable for any real reason, and I would assume it's going to be the same for this boss stage in the middle as well. So really just keep on top of your daily and keep on top of these 3 stages right here. Now I will tell you, we can move over to Twitter for a second and just bring this up so we can check out some of the math involved in my process here. So checking this out, we have final breakdown for now. This is when I did all the math for everything. We had 330 energy to full boost him to 700% in terms of getting enough Rising and Super Souls, and that got us naturally to 3 stars, just completing his level 5,700% boost process. Netted 3 stars again at 330 energy. Took me 1,120 energy, give or take, 10 or 20, to get him to 7 stars. And then 1,770 for 9 stars, which is Red 2, as what you can see. That's where my character is currently at. And that's only halfway complete with the event. So if you do extrapolate that out, that would equal roughly about 3,500 energy to 14 star him. But this entire time, we've been getting those missions that give us the 20 Z power. Those missions end after 2,000 energy. So not including the logins and the daily stage, because I didn't feel like getting to that complicated level of math, you're going to be expecting, I would say, at least around 4,500 to 5,500 energy to get the full 14-star completion on this Goku, which there is a mission for, which just gives you a 3rd title. That is a lot of energy. Now, there is a reasonable amount of time to do it. It's just getting the actual energy tickets. There's no reliable way to farm them. So if you are in a situation now similar to me where you bought every available energy ticket, really the only thing left is the guild exchange shop and then waiting for another event to come. So hopefully you'll have enough energy to budget into this Goku to get him at least to the level you want him to be at where you're comfortable using him. I would say expect a minimum to go for the red 2. This is where he'll have a comfortable amount of stat buffs and he'll be, fairly competitive. He's already pretty competitive offensively, but below this level his defenses are extremely poor and he has no built-in defensive assistance in his kit whatsoever. So you do have to keep that in mind. His offenses and defenses will be much more competitive if you at least get him to this baseline area. This is the old 6 stars before they changed and added this red star system. So very good spot to get your character to. And then you can take a break, save some resources for the next character that comes out like this. That point does have me quickly segueing into another thought, where ever since the 21 came out, we've now reliably had these free-to-play grind-intensive events. It was the 21, and then it was, of course, the Legends Road Kid Goku. Now we're having this Kakarot here. So I don't know 100% or not, but it does seem like they're kind of setting this up to be a reliable and reoccurring system. So you're going to kind of have to pick and choose who you want to spend a lot of resources on in terms of energy and time, and who you want to skip, because it's almost impossible to hoard enough resources to max out every single one of these characters that comes out unless you're really no-lifing the game and spending some resources like potential real-world money to buy, skip, and energy tickets, stuff like that. So it is possible to get them to a competitive state relatively quickly. Again, I've already done it in the 10 hours-ish since the event dropped. So I do hope that this information was fairly useful to you. There's, again, not too much else that we have to cover. I suppose we could just show off the Goku stats, specifically at 9 stars here, just to show what they are. Because you can hit the button to fully unlock him to see what his stats are fully unlocked. But right here, pretty reasonably competitive level, where his defenses are both hitting that 150k mark, and his strike attack is at, 225k almost, right? 222. So right there where he will be competitive with most other characters. He also breaches that 4200 crit with 2.3 million health. So this would be a perfectly acceptable resting point to kind of chill out for a while, accrue some from your daily missions, accrue some from the daily logins as well, and then go from there. Now, the last little thing I did want to mention is that this unit is technically a collaboration unit, very similar to the Majin 21. And unlike events that are actual in-house events, these ones might not come back on any type of predictably reliable schedule. So that is something you may want to keep in mind. Units like the Legends Road units, we know they're going to come back on a semi-reliable schedule. They're going to repeat. We're always going to see them cycling around. I'm assuming that all of these collaboration units will return as well. It's just, I don't know how to predict that. I don't know when it possibly might squeeze its way back in. It's probably going to be very random when they do return. So for ones like this that are collaboration units, you may consider putting a little bit of extra time and effort into them, comparatively speaking to the in-house units that, again, reliably come back pretty often. That's about all I have to say on the topic for now. I don't believe that I forgot anything, but if I did, feel free to let me know down in the comments, as well as what your thoughts are on events like this with free-to-play aspects in mind, with just extremely intensive time requirements and sinks for all of your energy resources. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Again, I hope the video was helpful. If it was, or you enjoyed it, consider leaving a thumbs up on it. Help spread it out so more people on YouTube will be able to check it out, kind of tinker with the algorithms a little bit. I appreciate your assistance doing that. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing, hitting the notification bell, so I can see you again on all future uploads, Dragon Ball Legends, and whatever else may fancy its way onto the channel. I do hope you have a great day, the viewer, and until next time, we'll be seeing you again very soon. Peace out and have a great day.
We got the beat locked down in the chokehold.